Welcome to Ask the Edmonds Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple with Sergeant Shane Hawley, and this is my favorite thing we do, criminals.
Criminals.
And
you like criminals?
Well,
that's interesting because not anybody else in the city likes criminals.
I like I read a lot of detective novels, so I'll just say that it kind of feeds that interest I have. But truthfully, can we call this the tire caper?
Yep.
Okay.
Do whatever you want to call it.
All right. So tell us about what happened at Factory Direct Tires, right?
Factory Direct Tires. So this is up kind of near Ranch 99.
Right.
Sits back there. And this was January 12th, just after midnight. And two suspects, we don't have a lot of description on them, both going to be white males wearing all black clothing, including some partial facial coverings, which make them kind of...
It's a requirement, right? They have to wear all black clothing when they're...
Yeah, I think when you go to criminal school, that you cover that. I think that's the first lesson. One of them kicks in the door, and we have that on video, and you can see him booting in the front door. It takes him multiple tries, and then eventually it comes open. And the other one is standing as a lookout. Don't see him. And then they do something kind of interesting. They actually switch places. And it looks like they hand something off to each other. We think it looks like, and are concerned that it might actually be a handgun, so that the lookout was probably armed at the time, and then they switched. So the lookout now becomes the one entering the building, and only in for about a minute or so. Don't really get much, and then they end up still hanging out in the area. Even after we respond in and the officer checks, we have them on video, watching for the police response to see what that looks like, and still on scene when the officer is there, and then eventually they flee about 7 or 8 minutes in.
Okay.
Clothing description, like we said, all black clothing, but you can see on the video, and we have a still shot of the one that goes in, they have looks like a white circle or something on the back of the jacket. So not a lot to go off of, but if anybody has any knowledge about this or any idea who this, one or these people might be, or they saw two guys in black, it just happened to be in the area after midnight and watched them get into a car and gave us a description of that. Little details, we've talked about this before, can often crack a case wide open. So we'd like to catch these guys, especially, the armed lookout. That's kind of concerning to us, especially when it's midnight and you're responding to the alarm call. We're not big into armed lookouts, as you can imagine.
Yeah. So what would they have been going after? Cash? Certainly not tires, right?
Nah, well, one wouldn't think. That generally involves a large pickup.
Just happen to need a tire change.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So not really sure.
Okay.
But nothing taken out of this one. But we'd like to figure out who these two are.
Okay. Well, we'll put information up on the screen for how you can contact police if you have any details at all. Anonymous tips as well as
anonymous tips, or our email address. Those can come in that way too.
Yeah.
So, or just phone the station and ask for Detective Spear. He's the one handling it, and see what we can come up with.
Very good. We'll see if we can help you with that. So, thanks again.
No problem.
We'll be back soon with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.